So we're going to start with 30 seconds of crocodile breathing. Deep breathing in your nose, as deep as you can, and breathing out for 5 seconds. Here we go. Good morning, Derek. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Crocodile breathing. So we're laying down,
Exercise
Derek,
1.
on the floor for crocodile breathing. Same thing, Oliver. Go ahead and start with crocodile breathing on the floor when you're ready. Big, deep breaths. Forcefully breathing in.
3,
Forcefully breathing out.
2, 1. Rest.
Good. Go ahead and rest, but stay in this position. We want to stay on our stomachs as we do lying dynamic Blackburns. So we're going to go hands
3,
behind our
2,
backs, and then we're going to
1.
go hands up
Exercise
overhead like in
2.
a jumping jack. The goal here is not to have our hands touch the floor as we go from our lower back to overhead position. It's also to keep the eyes to the floor, keeping that chest down as you guys work your shoulders. So you don't have to go all the way back if you can't, but better you guys can go back towards your lower back together like you're getting cuffed.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good. Go ahead and rest. Next up, we're going to be doing tactical frogs. So for tactical frogs, you're on all fours, knees a little bit wider
3,
than your hips.
2.
You're going to sit back
1.
into child pose,
Exercise
and
3.
you're going to rock forward into cobra. You just drive those hips. You're going to think chest out. Pull those shoulders back as you go into that cobra pose. When you sit back in that child pose, in that tactical frog position, just get nice and stretch those hips. Sit back as far as you can as you rock back and forth. Nice and steady this morning.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
Good. Next up, we're going to do lateral abductor with rotation. So we're going to put one leg out to the side on all fours. Then you're going to
3,
put that foot flat,
2, 1.
sit back, stay in the
Exercise
back position. Then we're going to rotate with the arm to decide that the leg is out. So if your left leg is out, you're going to rotate with your left arm. If your right leg is out, you're going to rotate with your right arm. So go ahead and switch arms, Oliver. There you go. You're just going to stay in that seated position. Try to really get the sole of your foot flat so you can get a nice stretch of that groin and abductor.
3, 2, 1.
And
Rest.
switch legs. And you're going to switch arms. Same thing. Make sure you're getting in that seated position,
3,
sitting back a little bit,
2,
holding that position.
1. Exercise
And then
5.
rotating all the way up, all the way back down. That hand kind of goes through then the armpit of the other arm. More good thoracic rotation, nice and steady. Let's just open it up. Got the yawns this morning, Jamie.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good. Go ahead and rest and stand up. Next up, we have hand walks. So for this one, we're just going to be doing our hands, not moving our feet.
3,
Feet shoulder width
2,
apart. Start with a toe touch.
Exercise 6.
Walk it out to your push-up position. Engage the core. Walk it back in. And you walk it back out from that position. The goal of that would just be not to stand up, so you can get a few more hand walks in. And you can always add a push-up for that. For those of you guys that can do a perfect push-up when you walk all the way out. So you don't have to worry about moving your feet. It's just a hand walk with the potential for a push-up.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good. Go ahead and rest. Next up, we're going to do butt kicks. So if we're going to be running in place, we're going to think about getting our heels to our butts.
3,
Otherwise, we can do that
2,
more in a marching style, one leg and then the
Exercise
other.
7.
Otherwise, we're running in place, getting those heels to our butts. Don't forget to move those arms as well. Body's a unit. Run, 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 run. Just run as fast as you can.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Good. Go ahead and rest. Next up, we're going to be doing linear hops, where we jump forward and backwards over that imaginary hurdle with our feet together,
3,
or the quick 2-step forward
1.
shuffle,
Exercise
where it feels
8.
like we're salsing. So go ahead and begin. Really focus on if you're doing that salsa thing about moving those arms as well. Quick feet, quick feet. Your choice on that is whatever you choose. Both options are quick feet. This is doing good. Just a few more seconds.
3, 2, 1. Your timer is complete.
Good job, everybody. Go ahead and grab your water bottle. Get a drink. Heart rate monitors if you need them. We're going to be going over today's workout. So today's workout is what we call a 2 EMOM, so a 2-minute, every minute on the minute workout. We're going to be doing 5 exercises inside of those 2 minutes. The goal is to get all 5 exercises and 12 reps of each exercise done inside of those 2 minutes so that you guys have some rest. And then you'll wait until the 2 minutes are up, and then we begin again for round number 2. We're going to be doing that for 10 rounds. All right, so if you, as today, 12 reps is not written in stone. If we have to go down 10 reps as well, that's a potential so that you can have a little bit of rest. We can do that as well. The goal here is not to be working for 2 minutes continuous and turning this into a 20-minute AMRAP. It's also we want to make sure that we're not just resting for 3 to 4 seconds. We're looking for like that anywhere from 10 to 20 seconds would be ideal. Okay, so the first exercise up that we're going to be doing inside of 2 minutes is what we call bootstrapper. So for this one, we're going to be sitting down into our squat pattern with a nice tall chest. Then from there, we're going to be driving those hips up. We're doing it with our body weight. Eyes are following those hands as we go up with the hips. Then we sit back down in that squat position, trying to keep those feet nice and flat to the floor. Bootstrappers can go fairly quick, but we don't want to go too fast that we're losing the form on it. You can always add a little bit of weight on that one, hold at your chest as you rock back and forth. That can be literally anything you guys have in your house in terms of weight if you want to make that bootstrapper just a little bit more challenging. Okay, so we're going to do 12 bootstrappers if you guys can do those. Okay, otherwise we have couch sits where you would do 12 couch sits, or you would do 12 bodyweight squats, or even 12 wall sits where you would count then the arm. Okay, you count your arm moving when you're doing a wall sit, one arm and then the other. Just think about when your thumbs get to the wall, it counts as a rep. Okay, so you have 12 bootstrappers, 12 couch sits, bodyweight squats, and then or 12 wall sits. Then we'll move on to that. We'll move on to a row pattern. So for our row pattern, if you're going to do standing, we have bands or dumbbells for this. So for bands, you're going to think about standing in the band, like that. Keep that band double banded. You're going to drive those hips back, keep that nice tall chest, keep that torso from moving, drives those hands to the base of that rib cage. You can also turn that into a seated position. It's a little bit easier for your lower back. You can only do that if you have a band. Loop it around your feet. Nice little bend in the knees, nice tall chest, pulling 12 times. That'll move a little bit quicker as well for the band rows. Okay, so you got band rows or you got weighted rows with dumbbells. If you don't have any weights or bands, we're going to be doing what's called bent over tees. So you drive those hips back, arms nice and straight. You're going to think about leading with the thumbs and engaging those shoulder blades, making a letter T with your body instead of using the rows. Okay, so we're always working those shoulder blades together, whatever option we choose there. Then exercise number 3 is your core exercise, where we do either jackknives. You're thinking about jackknives like sitting on your tailbone, with your arms, your torso nice and tall, legs well in front. Then you drive your knees to your chest. You're going to make sure that on that one you're under control, you're not waddling side to side. Everything stays nice and straight. Otherwise, we can do hands to knees crunch, hands on our thighs, and we're worried about then just gliding our hands up to our knees, making sure we don't pull our chin in to our chest when we're doing that. Okay, so 12 of those as well. Then we're going to move on to our shoulder station. So for our shoulder station, the hardest progression is going to be without any tools, and it's called the pike push-up. So you fold yourselves in half like that downward dog, eyes on your toes, lowering the top of your head to the ground, doing that basically handstand push-up. If you do have those tools that you guys use, say in the rows, and you want to use those for the shoulder presses, you just stand in the band, stay locked in, and you're not going to use your legs for assistance as you press overhead. Make sure you guys are getting those arms nice and extended at the top. From there, if you don't have any tools, don't worry about that. We're going to do bent over Ys. So you think the second exercise for rows is bent over Ts. This one is bent over Y. So you're thinking about making that letter Y with your body as opposed to the T, but always leading with your thumbs and engaging those shoulder blades. Okay, so that's exercise 4. And exercise 5 moves fast. It's seal jack. So arms across the chest for our jumping jacks. or you can turn that into a step jack and just count every time you step out as a rep. So you're thinking 12 reps, 5 different exercises. That is 60 reps inside of 2 minutes. Okay, so you're just trying to modify those movement patterns to best fit you so that you can get some rest without, I would say, at 15 seconds is that golden area in the next 10 rounds. Okay, so we start with bootstrappers. If you have anything you would like to add to your bootstrappers, now is the time. Go ahead and turn your music on. We're going to go ahead and get started once I see everyone ready to start either a bootstrapper or a squat. And I'll try my best to make sure I give you guys minute updates, 30-second updates, and then we're getting started for the next round. Okay, here we go. Everyone looks ready and willing. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bootstrappers, go.
Exercise 1.
Make sure on those bootstrappers, drive that head up and out so you can drive that butt down. 12 of everything. Once you're in the 12 bootstrappers, 12 rows, seated or standing, or T's. Those. Make sure it's a nice tall chest. From 12 rows, it's 12 jackknives or 12 hands knee crunch. Make sure if you're thinking about jackknife under control, it's just extending the legs out and back in. Body's not moving side to side. Hands knee crunch. Make sure you're not pulling your chin in. You guys still have a minute left, so we're doing great. A lot of people are already into that third exercise. The shoulder press station is up next. Exercise 4. Pike push-ups, shoulder presses, or Ys for 12. My pike push-ups are really tough, so make sure if you choose that pattern, you can do all 12. Otherwise, those Ys are going to be really beneficial, especially when we lack that thoracic extension. You got 30 seconds left still. Seal jacks are pretty quick, so once you get to 12 seal jacks, those take about less than 12 seconds. So I got 20 seconds. I always found that the first round was actually the slowest. I was still feeling a little stiff, but then the more I got, the faster I went. You got 10 seconds. You're going to hit those bootstrappers or squats again. And when we did 12.
3, 2, 1.
And
Exercise
begin.
1.
Go. So if you're happy with your rest and you're right on pace where you want to be, if you need more rest, we need to modify. Or we transition quicker from exercise to exercise. I always find having those bands or dumbbells laying right out there where I need them saves so much time. Get to those rows, 12 rows. Make sure you stick that chest out, core tight. You're seated. Just get to let go of that band and go right into those jackknives. Nice thing is hustle through the exercises now so you can get some rest at the end. 12 rows, 12 jackknives or hands knee crunch for that third movement pattern. And then those of you guys that are flying through this, you got 12 jackknives. Then you have 12 pike push-ups or shoulder presses next. You have 1 minute left still. And then use that recovery time after 12 shoulder presses. You have 12 seal jacks. And after 12 seal jacks, make sure you're using that recovery time to focus on your breathing to actually get recovered. Still 30 seconds. Good job. We always need round 1 as a tester to figure out how we can do it. 20 seconds till round number 3. Start with bootstrappers. Make sure you have your equipment for rows standing by. Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
And begin. Go.
Exercise 1.
Bootstrappers, 12. Or it could be couch sit or wall sit. So always count 12. Make sure we're driving the hips down so that chest is tall, looking up and out. 12 bootstrappers, 12 rows. Or if you don't have anything at home, you can always do bent over tees. Think about locking in that torso during those rows. After 12 rows, it's 12 jackknives or hands to knee crunch. So if you're doing jackknives, just like sitting on that tailbone, thinking about driving the knees to the chest and extend those legs out. Hands and knee crunches work on lifting with that core. You have 1 minute left after the 12 jackknives. We have the 12 shoulder pattern. So you're going to think for the shoulder pattern, shoulder presses or pike push-ups, or even the Ys. Make sure you're getting those arms all the way up in those shoulder presses. 12 shoulder presses, 12 seal jacks. You guys have 30 seconds. You guys are doing great. Finishing right around where we want you guys to be finishing. In about 15 seconds, we're going to be hitting round number 4 for those bootstrappers. Here we go. Get ready.
3, 2, 1.
And begin.
Exercise
Go,
1.
bootstrappers. They're good-looking bootstrappers, everybody. After bootstrappers, it's 12 rows, either seated or standing, into those tees. That's it. Pull those shoulder blades back and together during those rows. After 12 rows, it's 12 jackknives or hands to knee crunch. Push those feet into the floor for those hands to knee crunch. Lift up. Think about belly button to the floor, core nice and tight on the way up and on the way down. 12 jackknives or hands to knee crunch. Then you have 12 pike push-ups or shoulder presses, or even Ys. Those Ys are really good. They're going to be a little bit faster than the other patterns. Just think if you're moving your arms too quick, so just think about a nice under control pattern for that thoracic extension there. He's got 45 seconds still, all the time in the world. Everyone woke up with lots of energy this morning. You guys are doing great. For those 12 seal jacks, go ahead and make sure you focus on your breathing. 15 seconds, get recovered. Body should start to be feeling pretty warmed up about now. Pattern should be feeling like you're moving a little bit smoother, a little bit quicker. Here we go for round number 5. Back to our bootstrappers. And go.
1.
This is kind of where we hit that sweet spot. We can hit those rounds a little bit faster than when we start and when we end. Good. After 12 bootstrappers, 12 rows or tees. Nice tall chest. You guys are doing great on those rows as well. Making sure you're keeping that spine nice and neutral. After 12 rows or tees, we get into your jackknives or hands knee crunch. Remember, it's all about transitions. Hustle through it now so you get rest later. After those 12 hands knee crunches or jackknives, it's 12 pike push-ups or shoulder presses. You still have 60 seconds. Then 12 seal jacks after those 12 shoulder presses or pike push-ups. And then you have 30 seconds. And that is going to be, that marks the halfway point. Yeah. You guys are doing great. Halfway point, grab a drink of water. You got 10 seconds. If you want to challenge us any further, you can think about going heavier during the rows or shoulder presses, or even heavier in the bootstrapper.
2, 1.
And begin.
Exercise
Go.
1.
Now we're on the back 9. Or technically back 5. But 12 bootstrappers, 12 rows. Try to hustle from exercise to exercise. After your 12 rows, 12 jackknives, or your hands to knee crunch. You're going from one pattern to the next as quick as you can. Focus on what you're doing. After 12 jackknives, you're going to hit the shoulders with either pike push-ups, shoulder presses, or your Ys. So if you're at home doing pike push-ups, always make sure your eyes are on your toes, fold it in half. We don't want to turn that into a push-up. You have 45 seconds, everybody, still 45 seconds. After those push-ups, pike push-ups, shoulder presses, 12 seal jacks. You have 30 seconds. Hustle through those rounds, you get a little bit of rest. We have 10 seconds, so we're going to hit round number 7. Looks like.
3, 2,
Yep.
1.
And
Exercise
begin.
1.
Go. Bootstrappers again. It's nice about EMOMs. The faster you go, the more winded you get. You need longer time to recover. After 12 bootstrappers, 12 rows. Make sure those rows are perfect. About keeping that chin tucked when you're pushing those butt back if you're doing the standing, bent overs. Then you hit those jackknives or hands and knee crunch as soon as you can. 12 of those. And those go pretty quick. You're going to think about 12 shoulder presses or pike push-ups or even Ys. You're at the 1 minute mark. Remember, for those shoulder presses, keep that body nice and long. We're not looking to bend our legs, turn it into a push press. We want to make it a shoulder press, a strict press. And then 12 seal jacks is where we end. Getting those hands touching your lats with your hands. You have 30 seconds. You only have 8, 9, and 10 left. 8, 9, and 10. Get a drink of water, recover for a little bit. We have 10 seconds. We're going to start with those bootstrappers again. 8, 9, 10.
3,
Here we go. Number 8.
2, 1.
And
Exercise
begin.
1.
Go. Think about nice, good chest out, shoulders back in that bottom of the squat position. Eyes up and out. 12 bootstrappers, 12 rows. Try to get to those rows as quick as you can. Then after those 12 rows, let's go to jackknives. And if you're having a hard time with transitions, a nice easy transition is if you have a band, a seated row to a jackknife, or a hands knee crunch saves a lot of time. After that, remember after those rows, 12 jackknives, 12 pike push-ups, 12 shoulder presses. You have just under a minute. You guys are doing a great job of keeping those paces going. Still ending around the same time. We have 30 seconds left as we were in those earlier rounds. Now, knowing there's only 2 rounds left to go, we got this. We got 15 seconds until we're back to those bootstraps. Hopefully you're starting to get a little tired, a little winded.
3.
There's only 2
2,
rounds left to go.
1. Exercise
And begin.
1.
Go. Got to get that oxygen. 12 bootstrappers. Sit to those heels. Drive the hips up. Feel that in your hamstrings. And eyes follow those hands. 12 bootstrappers, 12 rows. And if you don't have any weights at home, those T's, lead with those thumbs. Pull those shoulder blades back and together during those row patterns so scapulas are moving. Then you're going to do 12 jackknives or 12 hands and knee crunch. You're doing great. Keep that pace. After that, 12 pike push-ups or shoulder presses. You have 1 minute. And then for those Ys, if you're doing Ys, think about not lifting the chest as you lift your arms. After those 12 shoulder presses, get rid of those seal jacks as quick as you can. Knock them out. After 12 seal jacks, you have your last and final round. In 15 seconds, grab a drink of water. Get ready for the last set of bootstrappers, rows, jackknives, pike push-ups, and seal jacks. Here we go. In 5,
3, 2, 1.
and begin.
Exercise 1.
Last round. Make the most of it, everybody. Don't have to worry about hurrying for another round, so get it all done right. 12 bootstrappers, 12 rows, or T's. These are doing great. After those 12 rows, 12 jackknives or hands and knee crunch. That core movement is 3rd. After that jackknife, you have the pike push-up or the shoulder presses or Ys. Think about those Ys coming right by the side of your ears, those arms. Try to keep that rib cage down during those Ys. You're doing great. We got 45 seconds. Get that last round energy. Nice thing is when you're done, you're done. No extra finisher today. No extra 11th round. Make sure you get your stretching in. You got 15 seconds. Good job, everybody. Everyone is done. Good job. Good job, Karen. Have a great day. Derek as well.
3,
Cindy,
2,
Jamie, Laura, Oliver. Good job, everybody.
Okay.
Fuzzy
Thanks.
moms are always fun.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye, everybody.
Hey, Nate.